Alright, what's up guys? We're back here with another movie review, continuing our Stephen King series, reviewing all of Stephen King's adapted movies. And last time we reviewed the first Carrie movie. Now we are reviewing The Rage, Carrie 2. The original Carrie came out in 1976, but this is a sequel to the original Carrie that takes place 20 years after the 1976 one. And I don't believe this was a Stephen King book. I think this was just a movie that they made, but I needed to include it because it's a Stephen King movie. And it's part of the Carrie franchise, which there's 4 movies in it, 3 remakes and a sequel, which is this. But this one was created in, the first one was 1976, but this one was made in 1999. 3 years before the 2002 remake, which I have yet to see. I saw the 2013 remake. It was not that good. Maybe the 2002 remake will stand up to the original. I don't know. Haven't seen it yet. But this one, Rage, Carrie 2. Going into this, I went into it with an open mind because I don't believe it wasn't going off of any Stephen King books. It was kind of its own thing. So I went into it with an open mind because they could go in 9,000 different directions, and they definitely did in this movie. And there was a story in this movie. They had a story, but they executed it horribly, and then they shit on the execution that they did have. This movie is terrible. Everything about it is terrible. Even with my open mind, I couldn't understand some of the decisions that were made in this movie. They basically took the plot of this movie and threw a bunch of high school drinking and doing drugs mixed with annoying teenagers and 90s rock music or whatever. Alternative music. This movie is... Every character in this goddamn movie is so annoying except for... the one returning character of this movie is the original survivor of the auditorium fire, which was the girlfriend character that I explained in Carrie. If you don't know who that is the girlfriend of the guy that was dating Carrie White. Well, taking Carrie White to the prom, and everybody died, so she's the only survivor. So we're going to call her, since her role in this movie is a school counselor, we're going to call her the counselor, so that doesn't get confused. So, The Rage, Carrie 2. I mean, even the lead role right there. The lead character in this is horrible. I could not stand her. And this movie starts off with a woman, and she's talking to herself. And she's painting red lines on the wall. And she's got a daughter, so she comes up and she's like, oh shit. I guess her thought process was, oh shit, mommy's going crazy again. So she goes up to mommy, and mommy slaps the daughter in the face with a paintbrush. And then skip the next scene, mommy's being taken away in a stretcher, and detective guy is explaining to little girl that mommy's gotta go away for a while. She's a little bit batshit crazy. So yeah. And who is the little girl that we're talking about? Well, it's none other than the main character herself. The alternative goth chick, which is that chick right there on the front of the cover. She's this alternative goth chick that all the jocks and prissy bitches hate. But I'm sure you know what type of girl I'm talking about in school. But anyway, so after this confrontation, it skips to like 15 years later, and she's living with these foster parents, and she's got like this dick asshole redneck dad and this hick mom. Just these fucking trailer park parents, run-of-the-mill trailer park parents. But yeah, that's her parents, and she's got like fucking White Zombie and Marilyn Manson posters on her fucking wall, and then we get to meet her friend, which is like, you got multiple different types of goths. You got the ones that like that are legitimately into black metal and love Satanism. Then you got the ones that go out in the graveyards at night and play with the Ouija boards because they're stupid. You also got the something I like to call is hippie goths. What are hippie goths? Well, they're goths. They dress like goth. They act goth. But they're very serene and relaxed and not angered. Think of like if you guys have ever watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer, think of Willow's personality, but with a goth aesthetic. That is a hippie goth. I call them hippie goths. There you go. You have a new term. I'm teaching you guys something. Maybe you guys already knew about that, but that's just my thing. There's other types of goths too. I mean, there's other types. You got the edgy goths that are trying too hard. You got the goths that are very antisocial. The antisocial goths. You got the goths that are actually emo, but they like to act goth. You got those goths. Then you got the goths, they're so goth to a point that it's just fucking cheesy. We all know your favorite band's typo negative, so shut up. Okay. So, yeah, we meet her hippie goth friend. And she's like the kind of goth that doesn't fucking talk to people. And she's a douchebag to everybody. The antisocial bitchy goth is another term for that. But, what was I going to say about this movie? Okay, so we meet a friend, and she tells... the hippie goth tells the main character that she lost her virginity to one of the jocks the previous night, and she's all excited about it, and they're laughing and giggling, having a girl time. Hee hee hee. You know how that goes. See, that's another part of this movie. The thing that I hate about this movie is the sheer amount of just stupid, untalented teenage actors in this movie. It's just, I'm not beating on the actors themselves. There might actually be some good actors in this movie, but god damn it, there is too many stupid fucking teenage... That's why I never liked the Final Destination movies. They were completely unenjoyable because of the stupid, uninteresting teenager characters in them. Except for maybe the first one. The first one had Tony Todd in it, and it had James Wan at the head of the mast. It had James Wan steering the boat. It was a good movie. I thoroughly enjoyed the first one. It also had that guy from Dude, Where's My Car and The Rundown. Love that guy. It was a legitimately good movie, but that doesn't make up for the fact that not every movie like this is going to have aesthetic to it. This movie has so many bad decisions and bad acting and bad characters. There is literally this scene where she's telling her that she lost her virginity. It flips to the next scene, and it's like on this high school campus in the 90s. And you got alternative music playing in the background. It's the fucking 90s. Nobody cares. Then we get a scene with the football players at the table. And they're talking, we find out that they got this game where whoever bangs the most chicks by the end of the quarter gets the most points. And they're adding points to this one guy because he banged the alternative chick the night before. And he got like 4 points for that. I don't even know. It's this stupid sex game they have. And this is an actual plot point in this movie. Not big, but an actual plot point. I'm pretty sure most of the jocks are 18 or above. And the one that banged the alternative chick, they said he was 18 in the movie, so we'll get to why I'm mentioning this, but they said he was 18 in the movie and she was 16. So, moving on. The alternative chick. So they're talking about this game, and then we meet the two prissy bitches. There's one prissy bitch with prissy bitch glasses, and then there's another prissy bitch that has prissy bitch attitude. We don't need to learn about the prissy bitches or the jocks. I like to call them the cocks. Because that's all they seem to talk about is this fucking sex game that they have. Literally, all these jocks talk about through this movie is banging chicks and playing football. It's the dumbest shit I have ever watched, and it gets old real fast. I mean, every time one of these fuckers shows up, it's just like, did you bang that skank last night? Oh, did you bang that chick? Oh, man, you banged that chick? And I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Damn. And the worst, there's one scene in this movie where he's like, oh, you mean that skank? And he's like fucking lifting weights or something. I'm just like, oh my God. Can I be done with this? This movie was an hour and 44 minutes. It was almost 2 hours, which is too long. This movie has way too long of a runtime, in my opinion. Now, I will admit, the ending scene to this movie had some really good kills in it, but that's the only good aspect of this movie. There were some pretty brutal kills in the end of this, but even the end of this movie is just a rehash from the original. It's terrible. This movie has nothing good about it. It's completely... There could have been a story with this movie, but they just totally fucked it up. This movie is terrible. Terrible. And I am not exaggerating about this. You guys can go watch this. This movie sucks. Make sure you watch the original first, because the original is way better. This is just terrible. It's a goddamn mess. I hate it. Although I did like some of the kills in the end. I will admit that. But then, oh fuck, it like skips to like 16 minutes in, and I guess the jock guy told him that he just banged her for points, and she jumps off the roof and kills herself, and this makes the main character, sad. So she goes to the counselor's office, and guess who the fucking counselor is? It's the survivor from the original 1976 movie, and they brought back the original I told you I was going to call her the counselor in this movie. They brought back the original actor for her. So the original actor does return for this movie, which sucks because this movie is terrible. And I actually kind of like some of the other movies that she is in. So, with that being said, moving on. Oh, god damn it. So, I'm skipping about 40 to 50 minutes of just useless shit. I'm going to pinpoint a couple things out, though, that need to be mentioned. So, the one guy gets in trouble with the cops because she was underage. His father's a lawyer. And this kid, I guess his father's a lawyer, and the mayor of the town came into the discussion, and his father said, well, if my son's going down, everybody in the sex ring is going too, because all of the other jocks were in the sex ring. And that didn't sit well with the mayor or the police captain or whatever, because the jocks are sons of some of the richest families in that town. So they shut that down. There was another part of this movie where they were trying to get these photos from one of those 1 hour photo places, and the photo was of the jock and the alternative chick, and he wanted to get that before the cops got it. He got it. Then the cops got a hold of it eventually. They took it, but he got away with that, and he got suspended. His father grounded him. Then this one guy that looks like fucking Rob Lowe, or a really shitty version of Rob Lowe, if Rob Lowe went through a fucking blender, he fucking bangs this one prissy bitch, and then he tries to bang the alternative chick, but he finds out he likes the alternative chick. I mean the main character. He fucking likes this chick. So he starts hanging out with her, and guess how they bond? Her beagle runs out in the street, gets run over, and then she picks up the beagle, and I guess this car drives by her house, and it's about to hit her, and she says, "Stop!" And she breaks the windshield with her mind. Whoa. And then the only other thing that I need to mention is he ends up banging her. Well, he ends up making out with her once. She doesn't want to do it that time, but then he bangs her because... Oh, shit. Okay. Before he bangs her, we're going back a little bit here. I'm going a little bit ahead of myself. The counselor chick finds out that she's kind of like Carrie, and she wants to help her. So she starts visiting her mom, which is in the asylum. Yes, her mom is still alive. So she decides to break her mom out so she can help her, because she's not accepting any help. What the fuck is this? Oh, sorry. Okay. So Rob Lowe wannabe and one of the jocks gets in a fight, and they start fighting. And then later he's like, "Sorry, bro. Bring her over to my party. But before that, my parents are out of town for the weekend, so you guys can bang in my suite." That's literally the kind of conversation that they had. So he gave him the keys to the suite, and he said to stop by his party after you guys were finished. That's literally what he said. And so they bang in his house, and she heads on over to the party. Well, the party is not till the day after. So they bang in the suite. And she was a virgin, so she loses her virginity there. And they have a big football game the next day, and Rob Lowe wannabe wins. And she's the alternative chick is so excited for him. So he gets spotted by one of the spotters. What is a spotter? They basically go to like not main league football games and try to find new players. That's literally their job. I think. I'm not a real big sports fan, but I think I just hit the nail on the head. So he gets taken in there, and then this is where they rehashed the original. His friends are plotting against him, just like the jock character from the first movie. His friends are plotting against him. So they go ahead and take her to the party, and at the party, they get her drunk, and then they give her the journal with all the points in it, and she sees it, and she's like, "Oh shit, you guys have been using me." And then apparently they had set up a camera when they were having sex over at his thing, over at his penthouse or whatever, and they played it on the big flat screen TVs. She freaks out, and this is where the carnage happens. There's some really good kills in this. So right now, Rob Lowe wannabe and prissy bitch decide to go to the party, and we also got the counselor and the alternative chick's actual mom coming to the party to help her, and she starts killing everybody. Let's see, the counselor and Carrie's mom her mom get to the party, and shit starts flying everywhere. She cracks open the window. So she cracks the windows. There's this big, like, wall of glass, and she bursts it in a million pieces. And here's one of the this isn't a really brutal kill, but it still made me go awesome. And see, one thing that I like about movies that brings me a lot of enjoyment. Now, some people would call this morbid, but I honestly do not give a shit. I love violence. I could watch so much violence and not be sick. I fucking love violence. I just went and saw Rambo Last Blood. It was alright, but it had some great ass kills in it. This dude caught like 2 fucking table saw blades to the face, and it split his head into 3 different sections, and I'm just like, holy shit, that is awesome. I love violence. That's just me. So he gets this one jock gets a shard of glass in his neck, and it's like bursting blood everywhere, and I'm like, cool. Because who doesn't? I can understand some people get queasy around violence, but I'm just like, awesome, dude. But then we get my favorite kill of the movie. My personal favorite. Now, there's some really good kills after this one, but my personal favorite. And the effects on it were done very good. And I gotta give props to the effects artist on this one. So, she picks up this fucking fire poker off the wall. Well, with her mind powers, she picks up the fire poker. And one of the jocks is running for the door. And it's locked. And the counselor is on the other side of the door. And she's trying to open it from the outside. But the alternative chick has it locked. So she launches this fucking fire poker into the back of the jock's head. It goes out his head, through the front, through the door, and straight through the back of the counselor's head. And there's like brain matter and shit on it. It's just like whoosh. And it doesn't end there. Her mom opens the door and they're both like hanging stuck on the door together. It is some of the best shit I've seen in a while. It's a good kill, okay? It's a good kill. So she gets in there, and then, oh my god, we get another kill here. This is another great kill. She starts launching these fucking CDs off the wall, and they start flying everywhere, and one of the prissy bitches ends up tripping, and she sends these CDs flying into her leg, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and they keep going up her leg on both sides, and eventually this one goes straight through her jawline and like unhinges her jaw, and I'm just like, holy shit. This movie is brutal at the end. It is fucking brutal at the end. Fucking CDs going through. But the most brutal kill in this movie has not showed up yet. My favorite kill has showed up, but the most brutal one has not. So they get out to the pool. And all that's left is the prissy bitch with the glasses, 2 of the jocks, and that's it. They get these harpoon guns and they run out to the pool. And they're standing off against the alternative chick. And they're aiming these harpoon guns at her. But she uses her telekinesis powers to... I said telekinesis on purpose. So telekinesis powers to stop them from using them. And she takes control. This is another brutal kill. She takes control of the prissy bitch's glasses and bursts them. And these fucking glass shards go into her eye, and there's like blood fucking spurting from her eye, and it's just like, fucking sick. And this causes her to shove her harpoon gun into the jock next to her's dick, and she fucking shoots it, and it rips his dick off, and it takes his dick off and shoves it into the pool. And I'm just like, did I just see his fucking dick launch into the pool? And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. This movie's shitty, but these are some good kills. This movie does have some good kills in it. I'm sorry. I love these kills. It's kind of like Final Destination. It's got good kills, but except for number 4. But it's got good kills, but it's not a good movie. So then she has this last battle with the last one, and she drowns him in the pool, which is not that fun. And the movie ends with Rob Lowe character showing up. Everybody's dead. The mom's dead. The mom's dead. The other prissy bitch is dead. Counselor's dead. Everybody's fucking dead except for Rob Lowe. So this rafter falls on top of the alternative chick and crushes her. And she says, "I love you" to the guy before he died, because he actually legitimately did love her. And he didn't think it was part of the game. So it goes on to a year later randomly, and he has her dog that she had. He took her dog, and he has this dream that he met her. I mean, she crawled through his window again a year later, and when he goes to kiss her, she shatters in the glass, and we get a really weak jump scare. And he wakes up, and this was actually an interesting ending. He wakes up and he's sweating, looking at he's in his computer chair, and he's looking forward, and you can just see the sheer depression on his face, and the movie ends. Oh, Carrie 2, The Rage. What would I rate you? Due to the kills being actually pretty decent in this movie, I'm not going to give it an F. But I am going to give it a D. I got to give it something very low, but I don't want to give it an F because it does have some pretty good kills in it. So I'm going to give it a D. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. I don't think it deserves an F. Because, as I said, there is a story in this movie. It's just they did a horrible fucking job on executing it. And I have a feeling part of the problem is that they waited so long to make a sequel to this. And the fact that there isn't even a Carrie 2 book. So I rate the Carrie 2 The Rage a D. So remember to leave a comment, like, and subscribe.